Most people read everything from beginning to end. In this lesson, I'd like to change the way you think about reading. Wouldn't it be easier to read something if you were already somewhat familiar with the information? Most people would agree with that, but most of the time, before we start reading, we aren't familiar with the material. I mean, that's the whole point of reading, right? To get familiar with new information. But before you start reading that new information from beginning to end, you should get an idea of what you are about to read. This is where the preview reading technique will help you. Simply put, the preview provides you with a general idea of what the reading material will be about. Here's how you would do it in different types of materials. Let's say you're reading a simple one-page article. You could preview it by simply reading the first sentence of each paragraph. Since the first sentences tend to be the main ideas, reading the first sentences first would allow you to get all the main points initially. Now that you know what the article is generally about, you should be able to read the article a little faster than usual. And since you know what to expect, you should also be able to read the article with better comprehension too. What if you were reading a chapter in your textbook? A good way to preview a chapter in a nonfiction book, like a textbook, would be to read the introduction and conclusion. In a textbook, the introduction might actually be titled Introduction, or maybe Objectives, and the conclusion might be spelled out exactly as Conclusion or Summary. Or even if you don't have clearly described titles for these sections, the idea here is that you read something from the beginning and something from the end. It could simply be the first and last paragraph of the chapter, or maybe the first 3 paragraphs and the last 3 paragraphs. Either way, you're reading what is meant to be an introduction to the chapter and some concluding text. This preview provides you with some solid information. Now that I know this general information, it will make reading the chapter a little easier. Not only will I read it faster now that I've done a preview, but I'll also be able to have strong comprehension since I know what to expect.